What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 95 of Come Lose It with Matt Duncan. That's me. I'm Matt Duncan. A lot of shit to talk about. Goddamn, a lot of shit's going on, I gotta say. Look, I missed the second one of March, but what's the next best thing is to go for April 1st. This is not a prank. We are coming in. I don't know if I've ever recorded on April 1st before because that's a goofy day. It's a goofy day. People are doing goofy things. Too much heavy shit going on in my life right now. No room for the goofy stuff to prank my wife or anything like that. Sometimes we put a rubber band on the faucet in the kitchen. But I think we both decided we just didn't really need that goofy, dumb fucking April 1st shit. There's just too much shit to talk about. We got to get going. The opening turd is full of so much stuff that I just want to rip through. I don't know if you've been watching the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. I, as a kid, as a teenager, as someone that started to go through puberty, really loved Gwyneth Paltrow. I think she's beautiful. I think I did when she was a kid. She just seemed like an old Hollywood beauty, and I love her mom, Blythe Danner. So she's in trial. She got into a ski accident way back in 2016, and the guy that hit her sued Gwyneth to try to get $300,000 because this motherfucker can't even taste wine anymore. He can't. He's all fucked up. He's an old guy, 76. And he took her to trial, trying to get $300K out of her. He's like, oh, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. She's a multi-millionaire. I think she's, with the goop and everything too. She's worth a ton. So I guess he tried and he failed, and it was a goofy trial. I'm gonna say goofy a lot because this shit's just fucking goofy right now. And all she wanted was $1 plus the attorney fees. Now, let's not pretend that those attorney fees ain't nothing, folks. But my girl Gwen, she fucking won. She went home. She fucking did one of her goop steam douches. She lit a couple of those vag candles that she has. She apparently said, "I wish you well" to the guy. Oh, it's just fucking insane. It's insane. There's just so much crap going on. It's crazy. What to move on to? This is kind of at the top. I don't know if I really need to talk about this. I don't know if I want to talk about this. I just I've been really bothered by podcasts that just throw their shit. And I do this on my other podcast. Check out the Confederacy of Dunks on Raptors Republic if you are a basketball fan, but primarily if you're a Raptors fan. And I think I'm getting Zoom hangover. I'm getting PTSD from those early days of the pandemic when everybody on TV shows and specials and reunions were all going to Zoom, and we were watching Zoom. We were watching fucking Zoom on TV. And now that it's a big component for how we do the other podcast, it is kind of like that Zoom vibe. And I'm supposed to put it on YouTube, and I can't stand watching that stuff. I never watch our stuff. I try to make it as different from a typical standard Zoom feel, and I think it does have a little bit more movement, a little bit more character, but still, I just think it's crap, and I hate doing it. So I just keep chiseling more and more off the YouTube portion. I'm down to one segment now. That is all I put up on YouTube, because I'm just trying to get them to the podcast to listen. I don't want people, we're all going to be blind by the time we're 50. If there's ever a time that you can go for a walk or do some errands or do something around the house, or maybe just sit with a nice drink in the dark with a light on and maybe one of those starry light things that has the stars on the ceiling and the blue light. You're turning those eyes off, and I don't think you should be watching hours and hours of people riffing on some kind of YouTube Zoom repost. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I really dislike it. I wish we didn't do it at all. And the only reason that I put so much into it is so that the people can be engaged, the guests can be engaged with each other better, so we can have a better show. But I don't care about the visual portion of it at all. Okay, so I guess I did want to talk about that a little bit. Moving on in the opening turd, raccoon dogs. Now they're saying it's raccoon dogs. Raccoons kind of have like a beaver body, I feel like. Beaver body on the raccoons here, but I guess they're like, take that cute little face and put it on a like a cocker spaniel or something like that. Put it on a lassie and you got a raccoon dog. And now that's the new animal. They're off those. What are those like? You guys will know. You write into the show, please. My producer will get back to you. Those creepy turtle like things. I can't remember what they were called. Anyway, it's raccoon dogs now. So there was a little moment where we were back on the lab leak story. It's out there. It still might be a thing. You're never gonna get transparency from the Chinese government. Lots of shit going on with them right now, folks. But they are pointing fingers now at the raccoon dogs. So lay off the raccoon dogs. Stop eating the raccoon dogs. I mean, they're probably good. They're probably tasty. Maybe it was just running through the wet market, licking pigs and stuff. And that's how we got this big stew of COVID, because it's still out there. And you know what? I wore a mask today. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart. I put a fucking mask on. Because, there's heavy shit going on. There's people in my life that I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to give COVID. And yeah, it's pretty easy. It's a pretty fucking easy decision at that point. And maybe I don't want to see people watching me take advantage of a Head and Shoulders deal for two, pretty much a 2-for-1 deal. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Head and Shoulders. It's always been an embarrassing thing for me to buy. So anytime I go to Shoppers, it feels embarrassing. Anytime it's some kind of toiletry, some kind of personal item, I just don't want people to see me. So the mask, it's so nice. They got self-checkout now. I don't have to deal with anyone. You can get whatever cream, whatever balm, whatever shampoo you need, and you don't have to feel like someone's judging you. I don't need to be judged at a pharmacy, So moving on a little bit more in the opening turd before we get to the birthdays here. I just want to talk about this. I want to say my piece about it, but there's these things. I'm a big NHL fan. Right now I'm actually in the middle of a Leaf game recording this podcast because, I'm alone and I feel like I let the shit flow better when I am alone here. So in the NHL, they've been having these Pride Nights to support the LGBTQT plus, the whole thing. Having these nights to show that they're included and they're welcome and da-da-da. And then, like, some teams are just saying, we're not going to do it. And then other teams have a player on it that's like, well, I'm a Christian and I can't wear a rainbow jersey during a warm-up. And others are saying, well, I'm Russian and there's anti-gay Russian laws and my family, I'm worried about their safety. This is fucking crazy. This is just... just say that they're not welcome. Like if I was a person in this community, I would not feel even remotely welcome here. You can't wear a fucking rainbow jersey just to show that you don't have to agree with what I do. Your bigotry is your own thing, but you can't wear the fucking jersey just to say that I'm welcome in here. I don't see James Reimer. Is he wearing just pure cotton jerseys, or is he got that fucking polyester going? Is he wearing a polyester crew neck when he goes home and he gets out of the shower and goes home? Because it says in the Bible you're not supposed to wear mixed fucking fabrics. You're supposed to wear just one. So it says not to do that. I bet he's wearing polyester because that's a mixed fabric, folks. Also, it says not to eat shellfish. You think he's not had a couple fucking shrimp bites every once in a while? You don't think he's hit up that fucking Popeye shrimp every once in a while, or had a fucking lobster at a team dinner? Like, I think it's kind of fun when you get to pick and choose what you want to fucking hate and project onto others. So to all the NHL players that have been too much of a pussy to wear a rainbow fucking jersey for 5 minutes, you're cowards, and you are why the NHL is the number 4 sport, possibly number 5 behind UFC. I don't know. It's just they're crap. It's crap. I love the game, but I hate the league. It's so stupid. This is April 1st. This is a big day for the man who looks like he did G-force training in a fucking fighter jet, and his face got all drooped and it didn't go back. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Elon Musk. Now, I don't follow him. I've blocked that motherfucker. I've blocked him. But he said that the people that were legacy Twitter, blue checkers, they're going to get those removed if they don't start paying. You got to pay up to keep that check. So I think a lot of celebrities and stuff are going to just not pay, and they're not going to be checked. And already Twitter's starting to feel like MySpace at the end there. That 2-year tilt where it was hot, and then it was like, oh, there's Facebook now, and nobody really logged in anymore. And then they definitely just leaked all our shit because they were pissed. Definitely they did that, or they might have just looked the other way while someone was coming in the door. I've heard there's rumors about that's what happened, because I believe if you had a MySpace account, guess what, your email and password got leaked. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that the iceberg is melting a little faster now, I would say, and it's only a matter of time where people just don't care anymore about Twitter. I'm seeing it. It's starting. I told you months ago when there was that big weekend where everyone thought it was just going to turn off like a flashlight. It was always going to be like this. There's going to be little bits of bullshit mixed with glitching and just a lack of interest. So that G-Force fuckface Elon Musk can kiss it. He can kiss it. But you know who can't kiss it? You know who deserves to be celebrated? Oh, someone who's got a fucking birthday. All right, let's move through these, because you know what? Time is money. Time is money, guys, and I want to get back to that game. And I maybe want to get in 3 this month. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we got Troy Baker's 47. Troy Baker, you probably don't know him. But he's a voice actor. He does a lot of the video game stuff. He played the main guy in The Last of Us. If you're watching the TV show right now, he is in the show for an episode. He gets killed off. But Troy Baker, that was kind of a cool thing to see. And yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to do that kind of work. I've auditioned a couple of times, sent in some tapes, but me with voice doesn't go fucking anywhere, babe. Anywhere. And then O'Toole is 71. You probably remember from the TV movie It. Remember from the original It? Love interest of the John Ritter character. She's done a ton of shit. She's married to Michael McKean. She's 71. She's on Virgin River, I think, right now. It's not a great show. It's Gossip Girl light, I would say. We have a swig of the drink and we'll keep going here. We got David Oyelowo. David Oyelowo. I fucking don't know how to say his name. He's 47, though. He's an actor. He's a great actor. I think he played Martin Luther King Jr. And I really enjoyed his work. Logan Paul's 28 of the Paul brothers. I don't know what his deal is, because Jake Paul is the fighter, right? So I don't know if Logan Paul is just a YouTube twink or what. But he deserves to have a happy birthday, too. Barry Sonnenfeld, the great director of your childhood, folks. If you're a millennial, he did the Addams Family Values. I think he did The Men in Black. And, he has a specific font that he likes to use. He did Wild Wild West, which, Will Smith said was the worst movie he ever did. Wasn't great, that's for sure. I don't know if has Barry been doing it? He pops in and out. He went back for a little Men in Black, the newest one with the new cast, but that movie wasn't too hot. We'll move on from Barry. We'll move on from the fucking dude. But you know what? We're not going to move on, because that's freaking it. You want me just to check and see if there's any entertainment news? Huh? Do you want to see No? Looks like this site's changed. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for the birthdays this week. So April 1st, that's a tough one. I bet you people that I would hate to have a birthday there, because I don't think any parent could avoid trying to prank them, bringing an N64 box, but just having it full of pajamas or something. I'm sure that's happened a lot. I'm sure there's been a lot of murderers that were born on April 1st. So there's just so much murder in the world right now.
Fitness update.
Okay, we got to get to the fitness update, because a lot of shit has been going on with me. Finally went to a chiropractor. My fucking back, man. My back has been just brutal. It's been fucking brutal. I went for a massage like 2 days after it really got bad, and I could barely walk. And I said, "Is this guy available? This chiropractor? I'm ready. I'm ready for the crack. I'm ready for that crack. Give me that crack. Okay? Give me that crack." So I went in, and he looked at me like I was like a fucking hunchback or something, or I was like Igor from Young Frankenstein. He's like, "Holy shit." He's like making me sit. He's looking at it. He's like, "Yeah, you're tilted, man." He's like, and he didn't take long to be like, "It's been bothering you a long time. I think it's time for you to get an x-ray." Well, let's at least start there. And then if we don't figure it out, if I think that there's more that needs to be done, then we'll get you in for an MRI. So get the x-ray. We look at it. I'm worried because I'm thinking like, hey, he's going to see a herniation. Everything actually looked pretty good. He said that one of my vertebrae, my L4, my lumbar, looks a bit straight. Where it should be a little bit more, it should be curved, kind of going toward your sacrum, and I've somehow straightened it. So it's kind of like propping up, the rest of my spine's kind of putting a lot of pressure on that vertebrae, and I think that's what's causing a lot of nerve trouble, a lot of pain. So good news is that I'm feeling better. I've from the first appointment to my second appointment, he's like, "You were really moving lightning fast here," which is great. He's giving me different things, and I work at a standing desk, and I have an anti-fatigue mat, and I'm telling you, it's on a carpet. My room is carpeted, and it's constantly moving around and stuff. Like it shifts to the right, and it was really hurting my back. And right now, I'm just on the floor, just on the carpet, and it's not hurting my back like that. I think it was making it worse, and I think I can't use it anymore. I think like I got to wear indoor shoes like fucking Fred Rogers, or I got to just be on this carpet here, and I've got to make that decision. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've had to like lay off exercise. I haven't really fasted. I want to get back into fasting. Just there's too much shit going on right now. So right now I'm having a fucking whiskey and soda, a whiskey and a lime bubbly right now. And that's how you get through the days. I always forget how good that tastes. I don't need Diet Coke. I'm a big Ryan Dye guy. I don't need it. And just having it with soda is so refreshing, Could probably put a little squirt of something else in it, maybe a little bit more lime, and it'd be perfect. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the health. We're working on the back. I feel like I've turned a corner, and he did tell me that, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the chiropractor stuff in the coming episodes, because it's going to be a part of my life for a while. But it really shows like how so much stuff really affects your back that you really fuck it up with, that you think you're bettering your body, and really it's fucking up like discs in your back, like crunches. Now, of course, go to your personal trainer, go to your beefcake at the gym, go to a doctor. But I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't do crunches anymore. Don't do sit-ups anymore. Those are done. Okay, just do static type shit. Do types of yoga. There's Pilates, different things like that. But don't do crunches anymore. They are terrible for your back. And my chiropractor said that the military did tests on this, and 27% of soldiers ended up having disc ruptures and disruption on their vertebrae doing crunches and stuff, and it went down to 5% when they avoided it and just did like static planking and shit like that. So that's just the facts, folks. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm going to keep working on this back. Hopefully things improve, but in the meantime, let's get to some health news.
Health news. News that is health related.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, and as a reminder, the health news, if it's an article that I'm referring to, I always post the article in the show notes. Now, I put a lot of hyperlinks in there. That's part of the show experience. Most of them go to weird photos, but the ones for health news will go to the article so you can read, make your own conclusions, and do your own research. This is how it works here, folks. This one's from universal-sci.com, and it is about dementia and vitamin D. Can taking vitamin D help reduce the risk of dementia? Canadian and UK-based scientists have completed a large-scale study finally to determine whether vitamin D supplements can help prevent the onset of dementia. And there were some impressive results. Now, I will say that dementia is a growing problem. It will triple in less than 30 years, the amount of people that get dementia. Isn't that interesting? My grandma has it right now. And let me tell you something, it fucking sucks. Keeping your brain active with games may defer dementia for several years. But they're looking at a link between a shortage of vitamin D in your body. It seems like female women have a better response to taking vitamin D supplements and avoiding that dementia. Apparently there was a 40% reduction in dementia diagnosis among the group who took the supplements of 12,000 people. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good on the early thing. Of course, it's early. Of course, there's still a lot of things that need to be done, but I just hear that there's so much good stuff about vitamin D. If you just even take one a day, take 2 in those dark months, I think it's going to do a lot. And of all the fucking bullshit vitamins and the costs and how much everything is, vitamin D is very, very cheap. You can get a bottle of like 300 for like $10 or something. They're super cheap. They're just like little tiny globs. And yeah, I take one. I try to take one every day. And I'm feeling good about it. I've got to keep that shit off, man. I don't want to be 3rd gen fucking dementia. Because let me tell you something, my grandma's, she's 92. She's pretty healthy, eats like a horse, but she fucking doesn't know purple from brown most of the time. So, well, it is what it is. Fuck. Anyway, moving on. I just want to say I'm getting colon broom ads like crazy on social media. Colon broom. And really all colon broom is a variation of Metamucil, but way more expensive. And trying to turn it into like a weight loss fad thing where, yeah, like if you take psyllium and you drink lots of water, you are going to lose weight. It does remove a lot of waste. It is a tumbleweed in your intestine. I do take Metamucil every day because I'm Eastern European, and you either have like steel stomach and digestive tract as an Eastern European, or you have the worst fucking thing ever. And I think I'm somewhere in the middle. But I do need to take fiber supplements. I guess I just don't get enough fiber. Oh, I will go back and say that's one other thing. My x-ray did show that my discs were a little bit small, and that's because I don't drink enough fucking water. I'm always dehydrated, and he says just hydrate yourself, and those discs are going to get a little juicier because they're pretty much just water. So, yeah, just another fucking reason to drink water. And why do I have to hate it? So, but we'll get there, folks. We'll get there. Now, this one is a good thing for a lot of people because you hate exercising. I like exercising, but sometimes I fucking hate it. There's a research that has been done that just 11 minutes of exercise each day may reduce risk of early death. So all you got to do is 11 minutes of exercise a day. Every day, 11 minutes. That's pretty easy. That's a minute more than 10. It's a minute more than fucking 10, So that's not much. It's like, what, 150, 75 a week or something like that? Or 150. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. 11 minutes a day can reduce the risk of an early death. It can prevent heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. And, if I got a sedentary life. I've got a job that's tried to kill me for the last 16 years, so I've worked very hard the last few years or more, probably 5 years, that I've really been like, I got to get active. So I have been, and it's been hard with this sore back. I have had to stop, but, I'm getting back into it. So, yeah, check out this. You can click on the link in my notes if you want to read the article. It is a part of Apple News, so it might pop up for you. There might be a paywall. If you have Apple News, it'll be fine. But that is an interesting thing. It seems like everything keeps getting lower. Like they're like, I don't know if you need 10,000 steps a day. Fuck Fitbit. And now it's like 11 minutes a day. Fuck, that is like nothing. That's a brisk walk around the block. That's, doing weights for 10 minutes. It's like you can't even. It's like doing maybe 2-3 sets for each muscle group, and then you're fucking moving on. So, it's just something to make you feel a little bit better about your lack of exercise. And, hey, look, maybe you don't really need that fucking much, babe. other shit. All right, we're on the last segment here. We've been blowing through it. Hey, not bad. We're at like 25 minutes. We're going to try and get this up around 30. I'm going to leave you with a little plug for a friend of mine who has a comedy album out named Dan Gallia. We're going to play one of his tracks off his new record called Interdimensional. So make sure to check that out on all the, I'll put a link to it obviously in the notes if you want to go to it. But he's a very funny guy, well-loved guy in the city. He's done our basketball podcast a lot of times. I love Dan, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He's just you never know what he's going to do next. This guy. He's had a late night show in his living room that was really popular, and now he's got like a musical comedy album. I guess he's doing rap, he's singing. He's got act outs with Kids in the Hall, Scott Thompson. Hey, it's worth a shot. And you listen to the whole thing, he gets like 5 cents or something, and that's going to go towards his rent. So, I mean, if you really want to support him, I guess buy the album. We'll get to that at the end. First thing I want to talk about, just some doc recommendations. I don't know if I really want to recommend this, but I have to talk about it because it is slightly related to the health and fitness world. And I've talked about it before. If you go back, I've talked about the Subway diet before. And on the Discovery Plus network, there is a documentary on Jared the Monster Fogle. And you get the in and outs of how much of a sick man he is. And he's into those kids. He's a pedo. He's in jail. And you realize it's just, man, that guy was at the top of pop culture, like he had a spot. He had a spot in it for 15 years. And that whole time he was like going to schools and talking to kids and just grooming people. He's fucked. He is fucked. And he's going to get out in a few years. His sentence will be up. I think he only got 15 years or something. And then what? Is he going to Quiznos? Oh, imagine he came back and he went to like he was like the pitch man for Quiznos or some shit. Oh man, that's fucked. Or even just like some independent chain, like the fucking, there was a place in Toronto, it was called like Mr. Submarine or something. And it was like an old European man who couldn't a dirty apron and he couldn't talk. And I was always scared of him. And maybe Jared will be the spokesman for that sub shop on Queen Street in Toronto if it's still there. I highly fucking doubt it. Highly doubt that it's still there. Could be. You never know. Some of these old staples, they stick around. But Jared might be looking for some new pitch. It's too bad, like if Epstein didn't get caught. Okay, I'm not gonna go down there. That's too fucked up. I'm not going to say that Jeffrey Epstein, if he opened a Subway on his island, he would definitely have a job being the spokesman for it, okay? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put it in your fucking head. The island's gone. It's probably back to its original shape now. I guess a couple more things to talk about. It's just Cameron Diaz is coming back with a new movie with Jamie Foxx, and apparently it's just been a fucking movie, a fucking nightmare. Her first acting job in 10 years. She finally comes out of retirement, and she's having the horrible time. And Jamie Foxx is getting people fired, and they're not getting along. It's gonna be a shit show. And you always like to hear that because I love the gossip. I love the gossip. The last thing I'll leave you with here is just a recap of the shit that's been going on in this industry. It's fucking serious, man. I'm talking about the acting industry. I'm talking about the commercial acting industry, and it's been almost a full year since we've been locked out. There was a town hall today that our union had, and they kind of let us in on what's going on with negotiations, what's not going on. It's pretty fucking bleak. I'll just say that. And honestly, I'm happy that they're fighting for us. I stand in solidarity with them, but it sounds pretty fucking bleak. Like they are not going to bend. And this is it. This is it. They're going to fucking like bust the union. And I don't know what's going to happen to it. They're going to come for TV and film next. It's a mess. It's a fucking mess, man. And everyone, there's people asking questions, and some of them are just like standing up and doing a presentation or like a fucking soapbox speech. It was just wild. 2 hours of this shit. It was crazy. People were coming from all directions when they opened it up to all the actors. Holy fuck. It was all over the place. But anyway, there's a lot of, it just seems like we're fighting a losing battle right now. I am a pessimist. I like that glass half full. So we'll see what happens there. I'm on hold currently for a commercial, but I do have to be shirtless, and I don't know if they have the guts for like a Bert Kreischer type of body on TV shirtless. I just don't think they want to do that, but he is quite a popular comedian, so maybe it's rubbed off. The director kind of looks like an old Bert Kreischer, kind of looks like that record producer that's got the long gray fucking hair and doesn't play anything, and he's a big deal. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm going to leave with this on episode 95 of Come Blues It. This is Dan Gallia's album. Now I'm going to play this one because I've heard this rumor about him before, that he has a butter phobia. Dan Gallia has a butter phobia, and he wrote a song about it. So enjoy. It's fun.
This is the story of my butter phobia. I've had it since I was a kid. But when I was a kid, my parents tried to trick me into eating butter all the time. They'd melt it on things and call those things shiny. I didn't know what made those things shiny, but I learned. It was butter. This is the story of that. Bet you wanna know why I hate butter like I do. Open up your ears, I'm about to tell you. Story's really neato, butter burrito that my little sister ate. She was really young and sweet though. Mom was in a rush, so she left us on our own with some toast, a block of butter. It still chills me to the bone. Sister took the block of butter, wrapped it in the bread, opened up her tiny mouth and stuffed her tiny head, squished in a way that made me feel sick. Then I started puking, shit got messy real quick. Told my mom I'd never eat butter again, and that's how the story of shiny toast began. What's shiny toast? I'm sure you're wondering. It's toast with butter melted on it, and I love shiny toast. Until the day I caught my mom making it and realized everything was a trick. The shiny broccoli, the shiny carrots, and of course, the shiny toast. Let me tell you, I hate shiny toast cause I know it has butter. Ate it for a while, I was tricked by my mother. Used to butter everything and say it's just shiny till I saw her with a knife butter toast right behind me. I was like, Mom, what you doing with that knife? She said, making shiny toast just the way that you like. You know I hate butter, get it off or I'll flip. She said, I've done this for years and you like it, don't trip. That was the beginning of years of shiny lies, and now I have a phobia of butter in my life. Butter in my life, butter in my life. Now I have a phobia of butter in my life.
Okay, so that's Dan Gallia from Interdimensional. Make sure that you check that out, and I am done. Thank you for listening. I think we had a fun one there. The fucking pace was good. Last time I was smoking a vape, so I was a little bit more fucking mellow, but this time I'm drinking the fucking soda and rye, and I'm having a good time. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. We will see you sometime in April. See you in the next couple weeks. We didn't even talk about Trump. We didn't even talk. We're going to wait till the indictment fucking actually happens. And then we're going to talk about fucking Trump, baby.